we have a video from Conservative MP Michelle Ferreri. She's the shadow minister for families, children, and social development. And she presented a petition in the House of Commons earlier this week, the highest signed e-petition in Canadian history, I might add, that was brought forward by her constituent, Melissa Outwater. And it was calling for a vote of non-confidence for the Justin Trudeau Liberals. So here, let's play this clip of her actually presenting it in the House of Commons.
Presenting petitions, the honourable member for Peterborough.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to present e-petition 4701, the highest signed e-petition in Canadian history with 387,487 signatures. The petitioners state that they have lost confidence in the Prime Minister. The petitioners ask the state and the current government is not acting in the best interest of all citizens. And the petitioners call upon the House of Commons to call for a vote of non-confidence in a federal election 45 days following the vote.
Wow. And you know there's people... Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, you know there's people watching that and going, what? I didn't even know there was a petition. I wish I signed. And still, it's the largest petition. What does that say to the Liberals? Like, how do they not have their tail between their legs at that point?
Exactly. Well, I saw another video. I think either Michelle posted it or someone who was there during this presentation of this petition, that they actually reserve the petitions until the very end of the day, and so the majority of the politicians have already left the building by that point. So that was unfortunate to learn, but also that until some sort of collapse happens between the Liberal NDP unofficial coalition, then unfortunately they're just going to back, the NDP will just back whatever the Liberals want. And so a vote of non-confidence is unfortunately unlikely to proceed unless the NDP grow a backbone and actually listen to the Canadians who obviously want this to happen. So it seems like it's a little bit for show, but it's also showing Canadians that, you know, they're not alone. Maybe if they felt this way or they wanted similarly a vote of non-confidence, it shows them that, hey, there is a tool in place, whether it's useful really or not, to exercise your democratic voice and to let it just be known on the record. Hey, this is how many Canadians are so displeased with you that they'd like you to call an election. And I think, you're right. That number probably represents a fraction of who would get on board with something like this.
Well, I think that's what's powerful about petitions. Some people say it like, oh, what is it going to do? It's not going to do the end result. But what's powerful is it is a gauge on the silent majority. There are so many people who don't want to speak out. They're scared of getting fired, whatever, scared what their parents will think, but they will sign a petition. And that sends a message to politicians about the votes. And that's where the power is. It can change the perception and the reality or false reality that people who are the lawmakers think is happening based on all the propaganda they see around them. Bud Light would be an example. You think it's a good marketing move. It's like, no, it's not. So a petition is that gauge. I think they're very powerful. And that's going to be speaking to the party. I think it would cause some division for sure.
Well, and in 45 days, that was just presented, I believe, on January 31st. So as Ferreri mentioned, of 45 days to respond, and we'll see what happens.